Camera. Mic check. 1, 2, 7. Check your mic.
512-550-00.
Are you? Which is that your social security? Be careful there, dude.
But no, I bet no one's watching.
It lives on the internet forever, man. Internet's forever. It doesn't go away. All right, we're gonna check the stream. Yeah, first lesson. You get your identity stolen. Yay. All right.
First lesson: don't give anyone your social security number.
Okay. Oh, now I have a new account, which I don't want to be logged into. Excuse me. Can you just go back to my regular account, please? Oh, you guys can't see the screen. That's good. All right. We just got set up. We've got in the dojo Randroid and Mandroid coming out. I was called you Mannequin. Remember that? Mandroid? Used to be Randikin and Mannequin. Now it's Randroid and Mandroid.
Okay, I'll take it.
All right.
Dang.
Stevan, you don't have a cool name yet. Chris is here too, but he's hyper, and he told me he didn't want to learn to code.
You had too much coffee.
What? I don't drink
He
coffee.
said AI is gonna do it for him, so.
He might be ahead of all of us. Yeah, he might be thinking correct. But
Smarty pants.
Mason, my brother, he's on the stream first time. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm from Florida, sunny Florida. Not so sunny right now, but warm Florida.
I'm with you. All right, I'm pulling up the stream just to make sure we're live. But then we're gonna get started with some Hello World. I think we're gonna do Kotlin. For those of you who don't know what that is, that's a programming language built on an old language called Java, but it's pretty modern.
I've heard of Java.
Kotlin. Kotlin.
Minecraft Java edition.
It's what you use to make Android apps, but it's actually taking over the world. So you can use it to make web pages now or websites now. You can use it to
AI's taking over the
make
world.
iOS apps now.
Okay.
So that's going to the. Okay, sorry, I'm just doing two things at once. Okay, YouTube Studio. Oh, look at that! I have 309 subscribers.
Dang, you're him.
Showing my total watch time 12 hours. That's good actually. Okay, I was doing this because I was trying to get to the actual stream. I didn't mean to blast that, but it doesn't matter. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is going to be a little Inception echoey, but let's try it. Or can I mute my sound? Yeah, let me mute my desktop sound. Actually, hold on. Is it even capturing? Oh, we might even be. Well, I guess we're capturing my voice, but probably not capturing
Do that right now.
desktop sound. All right. Well, anyways, let's see. All right, Stevan say something, and then Mason say something. Go ahead.
Banana.com.
Okay.
Something.
All right. It's a little quiet. All right, Stevan say something, and then Mason say something.
I don't hear banana.com.
Yeah, it's not working. It's not working. Say something again, Stevan.
Banana.com.
I definitely see you showing up on my mic.
Banana.com.
Oh, what's wrong with this mic, bro? Banana.com should be working. I guess it doesn't like banana.com. I'm just saying. Subscribe. Probably won't work, but that might work.
Oh, technical difficulties on our first stream together. Sad.
Beep. We'll be right back. Someone play the elevator music. That's not. Yeah. George it.
All right, input is correct. Actually, it's supposed to go through that black hole thing, I think. That's the problem.
Like and subscribe.
Black hole. Where's that?
Wait, I need my socks on to get ready to run.
Okay. You do that. We could just do it without capturing your audio. That's stupid. We gotta have your audio. What could it be? What could it be? It's gotta be this black hole thing. Like I had to set up like audio routing. It was really complex and stupid, and I don't know how I did it. All right, we're gonna Google it. Okay, how to capture Mac audio on Streamlabs. It's gonna say black hole. I logged to the wrong user. Okay, yeah, black hole. Multiple output. Okay, so why don't I have this? It's definitely installed. It's gotta be Zoom messing with things. I don't know why I can't open the app. Black hole. I definitely typed it, so it's not installed anymore. I can't afford to donate. Send link to download. I already have a link to download. I totally have this installed already. Maybe it's on my other computer. Hey, do you guys, are you hungry? You want some spaghetti, Chris? Alright. Ooh. That'd be nice. Black hole. Alright, I just got a link to download this not too long ago. Alright, 2-channel. Okay, downloaded it. Setting it up real quick. Agree. Install. Install.
Oh, okay. Laughing? You're right there, dang.
Okay, installed. Now it should be. Now it should show up. And it doesn't. It's the black hole of apps. Doesn't set up. Doesn't show up.
Raining in the face, dang.
Okay, watch what I'm doing. Continue, agree. Install for all users, sure. Install. Put in my password. So it looked like it set up. Close. Do you want to move this installer to the trash?
What is new word?
Oh, here's an error. Cannot be moved to trash. Fine, don't trash your installer. I don't really care, but you should be installed.
It didn't look like it installed it. It instantly said move the trash.
I wonder if there's another step here. How do you open it? Click here for GitHub installer. Once you have the package downloaded, open it. Should see this. Follow the instructions to finish installing. Set up a multi-output device. Yeah, it's just not appearing. Or if it is, it's like hidden.
Bro. Trying to learn here, bro. Don't miss out on my learning.
Open installer. Guys.
Tell them to go get more spaghetti.
Yeah. There comes my spaghetti. Hey, no skateboarding. Welcome to honey.
Here's some utilities.
What's that? There. Sit in for me. Say hi.
Hey, where are you at? I can't see on you on my screen. I gotta fix that. Okay, there it is. Hi. Say hi to your cousin. Oh man, everybody getting sick. Sorry to hear that. Oh no. Output, multi-output. Okay, I think I fixed it. I already have it installed. I already have it set up for multi-output. I just had to switch it. I don't know why black hole doesn't show up anymore. Very weird. All right, let's check the stream. Say something in your mic.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog. great seat right there.
Okay,
No, that's
keep
trash.
keep talking.
Hot dog. Hot doggity doggity dog.
I'll put.
Subscribe.
I just had to switch it.
Hot dog.
My call doesn't show up anymore. Very weird. All right, let's check the stream. Say something.
Hot dog. Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Too loud.
Okay,
Okay,
we're just making sure.
Oleana.
We're just making sure.
Oleana, say something for us. We're testing.
Say spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
Perfect. Thank you. Let's see if that shows up.
Hot doggity doggity. Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Too loud.
Okay,
Okay,
we're just making sure.
Oleana.
We're just making sure.
Oleana, say something for us.
Say spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
No.
Okay, I can't tell. Was that a new one or an old one?
That was a new one. No, seriously, don't say anything.
Okay, hold on. Let me try again. For us, we're testing.
Say spaghetti.
Spaghetti.
That was the old one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's working. It's okay. This is trippy.
Let's go.
All right, let's start fresh.
Well,
Well, we don't got anyone to watch anyways. Oh, we have two viewers. Hey guys, welcome to our stream. All right, this is a special one. We're gonna be setting up my brother and my nephews, mostly one of them, with some basic knowledge about coding. Yep, there he is on stream. We're going.
by the end of the stream, right?
So, I want to do this little Hello World with you guys. Hello World is what you call your first program that you ever write. And why is that? Because you literally print a string, which is bad grammar, but the word hello and the word world. It should be a comma in there, but there's not. Don't know why. All right, you're saying hello to the world. So we want a program that you run it and it just prints out some text. And we're going to talk about terminal apps today, or terminal scripts. They're going to run in the command line or terminal. It's just like a text-based thing. It's like a text way of interacting with your computer instead of a visual way. So we're going to teach you about the terminal. We're going to teach you about some basic commands. We're going to teach you about some basic scripting, and we're going to build on this knowledge later to build more complex programs, which is just multiple scripts organized very well into applications. We'll eventually get to deploying our own apps on websites or on your phone, but right now we're just going to run these locally on your computers. So Stefan here is set up with a brand new Chromebook, ARM64 base, which is like basic. It's like a mobile CPU, but it's decent. We were able to get Visual Studio Code set up, which is it's like a text editor. It's like Microsoft Word, but for code. You've used Word, right, Mason?
I've used Word. Yes.
So like that, but for code. And so you know how Word lets you like change the font or underline things, and it does formatting and stuff for you, right, Stefan? Have you ever used like a text editor, like write an essay at school? No. Okay, so it's like that, but for code. But it looks like my audio is a little high. I wonder if I should bring it down. All right, I'll just move the mic away. And so we're going to write the code you see on the screen right now, actually, which is a single function, which is like a single callable piece of code that prints a line that says hello world. So that's where we're going to try to get to. Shouldn't take that long, but with some setup, definitely no longer than an hour, but it should be really quick. Let's see how far we can get. But we're going to use a text editor or a code editor. I don't normally use this code editor. This is an extendable code editor, so I can like install other extensions, like plugins that make it even better. But we're going to just use it for its basic stuff right now, which is to write code and to execute code. So there's a couple extensions in order to execute this particular code, which is called Kotlin. So we're going to set up those and we're going to execute this code. Once we're set up, you can then write more complicated code. But the setup is what we're trying to get through right now. And then we'll explain as we go and build on it later. But let's just start by getting you the tools and the ability to write a single line of code and execute it. Any questions on what we're going to do? Okay.
Nope.
I wonder if you should share your screen too, Mason. And then, or maybe just share your screen actually. And I'll walk you through setting up Visual Studio Code. You want to do that?
Sure.
All right. We are on Zoom. Here's Mason's big head because he's leaning into the camera. I'm just kidding.
This disabled participant screen sharing.
Oh, yeah. I originally set this on like a free account, but now I'm on this. Now I'm signed in. We might have to restart the Zoom. Let me see if I can enable that without restarting. The joys of Zoom. Am I right? Am I right?
You're right.
Where would that even be? Preferences.
Enable it.
Where would this be? Screen sharing. Do you see screen sharing? Participants can screen share. Where is that? Screen share. All right. Show Zoom window. Show side by side. What is that? While viewing shared scenes, I'll move place the participants. Share all windows. When I share screen. When I share directly. Limit the screen share to frames per second. Share selected app. I don't see let participants share, so I might just have to recreate it. I'm gonna send you a new link, okay? I'm gonna quit
That's
this
fine.
and send you a new one. Meeting. Sign with computer. And I will say share, no, participate, invite. Messages. All right, if you want to join and you're watching my stream, go ahead and pop in. But don't. Okay, say something. Or
You hear it?
Yeah.
Okay.
all right,
Here we go.
can you share it?
Desktop share. Okay, hold on. Change my preferences. Oh, wow. I might have to quit and reopen Zoom.
Oh, okay, yeah, that happens when you set up your sharing.
Alright, well, hold on.
All right, Stefan, why don't you show us what's on your screen? Maybe move it closer to the camera or whatever. Tell me what is on your screen right now. Describe it to me. What is that?
It's all black. It has lots of things you can.
Is that an
Yeah.
app? Is there an app open right now?
Yes.
Okay, that's Visual Studio Code.
Yeah.
Okay, that's this get started screen or whatever, and it's got a lot of options for opening up code and projects. We're gonna try to get there with Mason to catch him up to where you're at. Oh, he's leaking our DMs. He's leaking our DMs. Oh,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
he just leaked your text messages.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
It's okay. We only have one viewer, which is myself. So you're good. All right. Cool. Let's open up a browser. Safari, Chrome, whatever. And search.
Chrome?
Just search for Visual Studio Code. Just Google it. Yeah, that's fine.
Visual Studio Code.
Yeah.
Let's
So
go.
the reason it's called that is because there's another program called Visual Studio that's like has a lot more bells and whistles, but it's meant to write only one language for Microsoft. Visual Studio Code is Microsoft's general editor that works with any language really. So go ahead and hit that download link, or go here and download. It doesn't matter.
Go here.
Click that.
Right
That's
here.
the Mac build. Yep. And you already have this, Stefan. Stefan's I had to install a Linux version for a Chromebook, the ARM64 one. But for Mac, Mac is similar in that it has a terminal that's very similar to Linux command lines. I only mention that because if you're on Windows, the commands might look different in the terminal. But the code we're about to write is going to be the same no matter you're on a mobile phone, Chromebook, Mac, Windows. The code is going to be compiled and runnable anywhere. All right,
Okay.
you got it set up. Okay, Stefan, I want to make sure you have this as well, but I think you do. There's a left panel. You see the button, the icons, like the search icon
Yeah.
and all those on the left,
them?
like far left.
Mm-hmm.
You can look at this later, Mason, but just go to the extensions. It's like the last one, I think,
Yeah,
on
I
the
see
left.
it. Colton?
Yeah, that
Alright.
one. Yep. All right, and then search for Kotlin.
Yep. See it?
All right, make sure you get the first two installed. The first one is literally the language, Kotlin's code.
This one?
Yep, and then the second one will help you like auto-complete some of the code as you're writing it, which is handy.
They're
Oh, wow.
already installed.
You already have those? Okay,
Mhm.
perfect. And then the other one you want to make sure you have installed, you might not have this one, Stefan. It's called Code Runner, I think. So search for Code Runner.
Code runner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, that first one, Mace. Oh, second one now. Yep, that
Yep.
one.
Already installed.
All right, cool. So I think we need these. Now I'm gonna go back to the getting started thing myself. I'm gonna send you a link on Zoom if you want to pull it up on your end too. Stefan, why don't you go to Google and search for VS Code, which is Visual Studio, VS Code for Kotlin development. Mason, you could do the same. You might just search for VS Code for Kotlin development.
Am I searching
Yeah, Google
Google VS Code?
VS Code for Kotlin.
It's called inkotlin.com.
Yeah, inkotlin.com. That's the one I'm looking at. Yep, that one. All right, let's go through this. So scroll down. This is going to tell you to install the extensions, which we just did. Keep going. Scroll down. Scroll down. Right here is the extensions, and then we're going to the create projects part. So let's start with this. So now that we have Visual Studio, or go down a little, Mason. And Stefan, do you see it as well? Hello
Yeah.
world. All right. So first we'll create a main.kt file with a simple hello world main function. In the image below, you see that the file system is fairly simple. The editor, icons, and text are formatted and highlighted thanks to the first extension, which we have installed. Import existing projects. We're just trying to get to the steps. Well, I guess we can follow this step. So very simple, but if you go back to Visual Studio Code, I want you to create a new file.
Create a new file.
Yeah, so you see the documents icon on the top left?
Yep.
I guess you already have a window open, so maybe close that.
Should I open
Exit
the
on
folder?
it.
No, not that one. You see the tabs? You have welcome and you have extensions. You can
Oh, I see.
close those two. Or it's the welcome one. On the welcome one, there's a new file under start. You could also go file, new file, or whatever. Or there's like a shortcut to bring up this window. Yeah, perfect. So, do you see that, Stefan? Do you see the new file button?
Yeah.
Okay, now start typing the name of the file, or maybe just click text file and see what happens. Maybe that's not right. Go back to welcome, close this one. I want to see if there's actual like Kotlin file. Say new file again, and start typing Kotlin and see what it says. Okay.
Kotlin.
No, just go ahead and type the name of the file. Then we'll go that route. Just
Kotlin
type main.kt and see what happens. MAIN lowercase
Yeah, I found it.
.kt, and then hit enter. That should create a new file with that name.
Should I press create?
Yeah, go ahead and create file.
Okay.
Wow.
This is just going to create it in your default folder, which is fine. Go ahead and say okay there. That basically was saying, hey, I found an extension for this. Do you want me to use it? And so that downloaded any other things that's missing. As you start typing, you see how it auto-completes, or it wants to auto-complete, like suggests things. To use that suggestion, before you finish typing the word that you're trying to type, hit tab and it will finish for you. So if you type, go back to, that did it too, but yeah, just go back to fun even. Start typing FU. So that was a for loop. So that shows you how you can generate code
Tab.
for a for loop really easily. But yeah, so just play around with it, get familiar with it. But that's the power of using an editor or other development environments, is they autocomplete for you and suggest things. That's exactly what you want, except, well, not exactly, I guess. There you go.
Oh wow.
So main. Main lets you pass in arguments. So if you're running from the command line, you want to say hello name, and you want to pass in the name of the person, you would pass them in as args, args, args. But you don't need that. You can get rid of that for now. So after main, yeah, just you're gonna want to use parentheses
Catch exception.
without anything in them. Yeah, so left parenthesis, right parentheses, and then I'll explain what we're looking at. And then you want a curly brace, which is left curly. It's a shift
You can
bracket.
add
There you go.
stuff.
Cool. And then you get rid of the line. Everything on line 3 you can just delete. If you go down the line and do like Command X, it deletes the line, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you want to start getting good at shortcuts and using your mouse less and less. Do you remember? Do you remember getting trained on CAD? What is that CAD program? CAD. Did you do any of that?
AutoCAD?
Not the AutoCAD one, but Mastercam. Yeah. Did you ever do any of that? And
No, I never got a chance.
oh,
to
you
do
never
that.
did any. Okay. Well, one thing you learn there, and you'd get drilled into your head when you were learning it. Your boss would tell you, "I always want to see one hand on the keyboard and one hand on the mouse." And so I got really good at having one hand on the keyboard and one on the mouse because it was a very visual tool, but it had a lot of shortcuts that you would type, like WASD shortcuts, right?
Yeah.
Just like a video game. One hand on the mouse, one hand on WASD. Well, programming, you actually because I had that gamer and that Mastercam built into me of one hand on the mouse, it's hard for me, but you actually really want both hands on the keyboard, and you don't even want to touch the mouse if you can help it. But to get really good at that, you have to like install special things for navigating windows and code and stuff. So I won't go too deep into that, but when I do know a shortcut, I will tell it to you, and I want you to try to use it. Okay?
Mhm.
It might be slightly different on your keyboard, Stefan, but so let me know if something doesn't
For him,
work.
it was Command X. I used Control X and it deleted stuff.
Control X to delete. Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So what are we looking at here? You're still writing. That's cool. Go ahead and continue if you want. You probably want both curly braces. You see how it's red? You see how your curly brace is red? You probably want to start with both because that's a valid function. That doesn't do anything, but it doesn't get mad at you. It's not red, right? When something is red, it means you got an error. So what you can do is you can put not there inside of the curlies. You can hit like enter to make a new line just to give yourself some space to work with.
Inside of the
Yeah, there you go. And see how it auto tabs over for you? That's what you want. The tab indicates that you're inside of a block.
If you do your double curly Q.
You only have to do the first one and it automatically does the second one for you usually.
And you're saying hit
Enter, and then now you're perfectly ready to write the next line. So think of this as like a chapter or like a paragraph, like you're inside of a block of code, right? It's a block. Technically, anything inside of curly usually is called a lambda. I won't get too deep into the terminology, doesn't really matter. But so you're now writing a function. Main is a function. In fact, it is the main function to start any Kotlin program you call main. So inside of main, you want it to do something. What do we want it to do? We want it to print text, right? So that's what this command is. This is another function. So main calls another function called print line. It's abbreviated to LN for line, just because that's what people used to call it. That's not how you would name your functions these days, but whatever. It's an old school name. Cool. So how do we know print line needed text inside of it? If you get rid of the text, what happens?
Is it red?
I don't know. It might just work without it. So it works without it. So if you have nothing in it, you do need the parentheses. This probably is not valid. Yeah, that's probably valid. And so the text that you would pass in here is called an argument, or if you're on the other side, it's a parameter. But it's like the data that you're passing into the code. So what data do you want to pass into print line? You want to pass in the text. So text is, in most languages, text is usually signified with quotes. So that's why you put quotes. You can also pass in a number. That usually doesn't need quotes. Or in this case, if it requires text, you can pass in a number and it will print it as text. That's fine too. But in this case, yeah, just pass in a string. Sorry, text is also known as a string, like yarn, string, because it's stringing together single characters. So in the old days, you would have one character like A or B or C, and that would just be called a character. And then they came up with strings, which is a string of characters. So text is just a string of characters. So usually a character is single quotes and a string is double quotes. But in this case, just do double quotes and type "Hello World."
With the
You only type one quote and then we'll put the other one for you, or only put one double quotes and then we'll do it for you. Yep. Type "Hello World." Okay, so that's our basic program. Any questions on this before we try to run it and dive any deeper?
Oh, let's do it.
All right. Stefan, you got this written?
No,
You didn't write this?
I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear that?
Well, I didn't understand it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, let me look at your screen. I can kind of see it. You have nothing written, right?
Yeah.
Okay, type FUN.
F-U-N.
Mason, do you know what FUN stands for?
Fun.
No, what does it mean?
Fun, yeah. Let's have some fun. Function.
Yep, function. Sometimes it's in some languages it's FUNC, but in Kotlin it's really short. It's just FUN. In some languages it's FUNCTION, like JavaScript. So in Kotlin they just shortened it to fun. So yeah,
cool.
a function is just like standalone code that can run by itself. Like you don't need a lot of other stuff. So yeah, you need to name the function. So what is the function, the main function that is the first function to run when you run a program?
Controls, like when you...
No, when you're writing code in Kotlin, there's one function that gets called first, and then everything else is called from in there. It's called main.
Main function.
Main.
Yeah. So type the word main, and then you don't want to pass in any arguments. So just do empty parentheses. So you know what parentheses are?
Yeah.
Yep. And then you want to do a curly brace, and it will do the right one for you. So open and close curly braces.
What's curly braces?
Curly brace is a type of bracket. So you know what a bracket is, like
yeah.
a parenthesis, but it's square. Curly is when you hit shift bracket.
so
That's the curly
that?
brace. I can't really see, but I assume you got it.
Yeah.
And then hit enter, and you should then see a blank line and the right curly brace. Is that what you have? So you should see a total of 2 curly braces, a left one and a right one.
I see is fun main, and parentheses and curly braces, and then number 2, it's just blank.
Your type.
It put it on the same line. So hit backspace, backspace, backspace. Okay. Hit curly brace. Do curly brace again. See how I wrote 2 characters?
Yeah.
Is that a bracket or curly? I can't tell.
It's like a bracket, but in the middle of it has like a tip.
Squiggly?
Yeah, it's like that one.
Oh, let's see.
Curly.
Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, so that it did it for you. So anytime you do parentheses or curlies, it will make the right one when you make the left one. So just hit enter, and it'll make a new line, but it will keep the curly. Okay? So now inside of this curly is where your code goes for the main function.
So we have to write a code.
You have to put it like call another function, for example, but your function is named incorrectly. The text or the syntax there is wrong. See how it's white? Usually your code will change colors indicating if it's got a bug, or if it's white it just thinks it's text. It doesn't know it's actually a function, and that's a simple mistake. It's because you didn't put a space after fun.
Oh.
So go ahead and add that. There you go. Now you have a function called fun main. Takes no arguments. Means you don't pass anything into it, right? And now you want it to do something. One thing is you want to format your code. You don't have to, but just for keeping it clean, you want a tab there at the beginning.
Oh.
So it does it automatically for you when you hit new line, but you can backspace it and it would still technically work, or you can just hit tab. That's just so you know how to read the code. Like everything is inside of this one main function is going to be tabbed over. And then if you call another function that has things inside of it, that will be tabbed over again. So you'll see that as we write more code. But yeah, so here we want to call another function like main, but you don't want to call main from main. That would just loop forever, right? We want to call a function to do something. What are we trying to do with this exercise?
Anything?
We're trying to write text to the screen. Trying to print text to the screen.
Oh,
So you know how you can use a printer to print text on paper? Well, you can also print it to the screen. So we have a function called print, or in our case, if you want to print the text and then a new line, it's called print line. And the name of that function, I could tell you how to figure this out on your own, but for now, I'll just tell you what it's called. It's called print, print, and without any spaces, it's ln for line. No capital changes. It's a weird name, but that's what it is. It's called print line. Now, because this is a function, what does it need?
A character?
It needs parentheses where you would put the arguments. So do parenthesis, left parenthesis. Yep, and it will automatically do the right parenthesis for you, which is great. You don't need to hit enter on this in this case, but it will just print nothing right now, a new line and nothing else. So we want to actually print some text.
Do you
So
write text in it?
you write text in it, but if you just wrote gibberish, it should turn red, or in this case, it's just white. If you try to run it, it wouldn't work. You need to tell it that it's text by giving it quotes. So do single quote, and you'll see it writes double quote. It writes both quotes. Now you can type in the middle of it. Everything in the middle of it will be a string of characters, text. It all means the same thing. So go ahead and type hello, capital H, hello, space, world, capital W. 2 L's, 1 L. Space, and then worlds, capital W. Okay, this is the first program you should write. Everyone writes it, and this is how you can test that your setup's working correctly. So if this works properly, our program will run, and it will execute the same thing as run or call, the main function. And what will the main function do?
So it will print hello world?
It will tell something else to print hello. It will call another function, print line. And print line is going to call something deep in your computer that knows how to print to the screen. We don't care how it does it. It's going to do it differently on yours than on our Macs. But we don't care. It's going to do the same thing on any computer that it runs on. You can run this on a phone and it should technically work. All right, so we wrote our first script. Let's actually try it to run.
What do you do? Press return?
Let's go.
What's that?
Or how do you run it?
How do you run it? That's a great question. So I'm gonna throw some complexity at you guys, and it's gonna go in one ear and out the other, and that's totally fine for now. But I'm just gonna speak a bit about what it does. Okay, so a program like this, like Kotlin, needs to be interpreted. It needs to take your text and interpret it, or it needs to put it in a language that the computer understands. Because this is text, this is language that you understand, programmers understand. But computers only understands ones and zeros, binary. They only know ones and zeros. So each computer has a different way of reading the ones and zeros off of the memory.
Like different, people from China and Canada, they don't understand it, so they have to say it in their language.
Sort of. It's not meant for human language barriers, but that is part of what it solves, because a GPU or CPU of the same model, like a MacBook, reads the ones and zeros the same way in China as it does in America, right? You're right. So that's partly why we do it that way. It's universal. But humans can't read ones and zeros. We can. You take 16 of them, and then you can convert it to a single character of some sort. But even above the ones and zeros, there's a language like what we're writing, but it's a little more rough. You know how I said you don't need to know what print line does? Well, if you're at that other layer, you do need to know what print line is. You need to be like, call this program that Macs have to render things to the screen, and then for a Chromebook, you need to call this other program, right? So they do have layers and layers of different code, and we can read some of them, but you don't want to have to write your code specifically for a Chromebook and then specifically for the web. You don't want to have to write it differently. So that's why we write these higher level abstractions called programming languages. Anyways, so how do we get our code from this layer where we have a main function that prints line, and that's it, to ones and zeros. It needs to be compiled into what's called an interpreted language, or an like an intermediate byte code. And that's a little better than ones and zeros, but it's really not readable by humans either. And what that allows us to do is what that allowed Kotlin to do is only write. So that layer is the same on a Mac and on a Chromebook. That intermediate code that it creates, it's the same. Then there's one more layer that takes that intermediate code and it writes this program that knows how to run that intermediate code on Chrome and on Macs and on other things. And so what happens is there's some people who write the thing that knows how to run intermediate code. Those people are really smart scientists. They know how to write it for different computer hardware. So they take the intermediate code that always comes out the same no matter what computer you wrote it on, and they turn it into code that only runs on a specific computer. So this was like a revolution of the 90s. This is what happened in Java. Because it used to be you would have to write your code specifically for a Mac or specifically for x86 architecture, or like specific architectures, like specific components, like specific chips that they manufactured. And that's largely gone because now you can just compile down to an intermediate layer, and then when a new hardware comes out, somebody will just write the lower level conversion from intermediate to the new hardware, and we don't have to care about it. So I know that's a lot. You don't have to know all that. All you need to know is that you need to compile this code. Compile means convert it to a different language, or I guess compile. You're going to convert it to a different language. In this case, it's going to convert it to Java, which is a transpile because it's still readable language, but it's not as fun and new as Kotlin. It's harder to write. But then that will get compiled down to these intermediate binaries, they're called. They're like the ones and zeros, but a little more complex. And then that gets, then you can run that binary. So a binary is the program, executable. It's executable because it can be ran, and it uses whatever interpreter that your computer has. So Chrome has theirs and Mac has theirs that knows how to read that kind of binary. And so that's what you installed when you installed the extension for Kotlin. You installed like the language binary, like language like tools to run these kind of programs. So all you need to know is that there's a command we have to run in order to compile this code and then execute the compiled code, or the compiled binary, the thing that came out of it. So let's step through and let's open up that doc again. Are you still here, Mason?
Still here. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
I don't see you, but that's because I have so many windows and I don't know which one you're on. You're in Zoom. Let me open up the Zoom. Okay, back to looking at you. All right, are you sharing your screen still or no? Right? You are. Be. Okay. I wasn't sharing this, or maybe I was earlier. All right, so we're back looking at your code. Let's read the next steps on that website. So this is explaining how to write it. We just went over that. So let's scroll down. That's talking about importing existing projects. We don't need to do that. Build. So I said compile. Another word for that is build. We need to build our project, our binary. So it says, in order to build a Kotlin project, you will need, of course, the Kotlin compiler. So that's what I was talking about, compiling code. You can download it manually from the people who made it, which is a company called JetBrains. Or what else can you do? Now you have several options. First, you can use the Code Runner. So that's that other extension we installed, Code Runner.
Yeah, I have it.
Perfect. So we installed in Visual Studio Code extensions. This Code Runner will automatically invoke the compiler command and run the application afterwards. So it does both. It will compile your code into the lower languages, and it will run it for you. So that's that. Everything I just explained about how code gets compiled and run differently on different machines, you really don't need to know right now. But I just want to let you know that's what the magic of the Code Runner is doing for you. So the second option, which is better in line with the editor's workflow, is to create a task.json file to do the following. Interesting. I don't know I guess we can follow these instructions. This is saying
I don't have
create it. We can find it. Yeah, so I thought we were going to use the code runner, but these guys don't want to use the code runner. I kind of want to just use the code runner. So let's see if we can figure out the code runner ourselves. This is cool for managing a project. You'll want something like this. So basically, you can hit like an icon, and it will run a script that compiles and runs your code. We don't need all that right now. We just want to be able to run this hello world. So let's go back to your code and figure out if there's a code runner way of running this. So I do see a play button. Do you see the play button? There's one.
Run and debug.
Let's run that and see if it uses the code runner.
Play.
Go ahead and hit that. See what happens. Kotlin. Yeah, hit Kotlin. Yeah, see that.
Nothing.
See, nothing happened. Kotlin. Try the other play button, the one on the tabs, top right of your editor. Yeah, try that one. What does that do?
Oh.
That's saying you don't have Kotlin C. Kotlin C is the compiler. So we can install that manually. So what we want is the code runner. Let's see if we can open up code runner. Where is that extension? Maybe type in the search for code runner.
In extensions?
Just runner maybe?
Wait, didn't we download Code Runner?
Yeah, we did. It's probably not something that you open up. It's probably something that just runs with the play button or something.
Just enabled globally.
All right, I'm Googling it. Yeah, I usually use something that's a little more complicated for managing projects that does all this for you automatically. But it's not going to run well on Stebbins, and it's a bit more you would have to install. And this is probably a better way to start. All right, so you can install Code Runner extension in VS Code. The extension supports running files on a number of programs, including Kotlin. After installation, you'll have to run code. You'll have the run code icon in the right corner part of the VS Code window. Yeah, maybe you need to restart.
Restart the computer?
No, just the Visual Studio Code. Can you try restarting Visual Studio Code?
How do you do that?
Just exit out of it.
Main KT?
No, the whole program.
Oh, Visual, like
Yeah,
top
Visual
right?
Studio. Yeah, there you go. And then open it again. It's on your toolbar at the bottom. You see it? Yeah. All right, and then open up your file again and try hitting that play button.
Top right?
Yeah, top right play button. Did it do anything?
It said,
How did we do this before? Is that right? No?
It said
Kotlin, right?
it says
Gotta type in
done.
Kotlin.
Keep losing your screen share. You should be able to open. Oh, did it not save? I should have told you to save, I guess.
No, I didn't save it.
No, I think it created it on your system though. Go to Explore.
I didn't
Oh,
save mine.
where?
It's,
Did it ask you to save? Yeah, it should be in there. Yeah, main.kt. I think it's
Where?
on the right there. Yeah, I think it saves. Go to open file. You should see it. Still on.
Open
Untrusted.
folder?
Okay. Run and debug.
Do you see main.kt in your when you open
Yeah, I
files?
already had it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, now try hitting the run button. See if it just needed a restart.
Doesn't
It
work.
says-
Try the other one, Mason. The right top one.
There. Up here.
Yeah, more to the right.
Oh.
Okay, it didn't work.
Mine says like done or something.
Wait, is this right though? Did it do something wrong?
No, the code is fine. It's just not set up to the compiler
That's
properly.
what mine says on the bottom.
Okay.
Says
Yeah, we
done.
can install the command line tools to do this. That might be the way to go. But I was just hoping Visual Studio would just do it for you, but it's being annoying. So, let me just try one more thing. So reload this code runner. Can you right click highlight your function, like highlight all the text and right click it. Yeah, right click run code. Does that do anything different? Same problem.
The same thing.
That's 1/1000th of a second faster.
All right, you probably just need to install the compiler. They probably don't tell you
Code
that.
runner?
But run code file current.
Okay. Walk me through that. What am I installing? Searching for it.
Yeah, hold on a second. Install Kotlin compiler for Visual Studio Code.
Yeah. That's it.
You want to share your screen? Show me what you're doing.
Yeah, I'm just doing some research. So Kotlin might be too complex to get you started because you need to have Java and all that installed. But I was just hoping it would work out of the box. We can switch to Python or something similar. But then you probably have to set that up too. So
Save this for episode 2.
the other thing we can do is just what they suggested, but I have a feeling that also wouldn't work. Yeah, because that's going to also require Kotlin compiler.
Well, set it up for Stevan and then tell me what worked for him, and I can do it on my end.
Okay, yeah, I just missed a step. Yeah, it depends on your computer. If you go back to the original tutorial, there is a step for setting up the compiler. Okay, so I just missed that part. Yeah, so
Code runner. This plugin gives the functionality to run simple programs directly from the editor. So
yeah, so we gotta install a couple more tools. So there's a package manager. It's different on his machine than yours, but do you have to go?
maybe a little bit.
All right. Well, let's finish this.
Yeah.
All right. I want you to install something called Brew. It's an app manager for the command line. And so I'll tell you what to do here. Open up the terminal by doing. Stefan, we'll do yours in a second.
We don't want to do this right here.
Additionally, we install. We already did that.
Oh,
Right.
and
Oh,
then
instead of VS
does not
Code,
work.
plugin gives the functionality to run simple programs. Well, it's a different one, but yeah, we did Code Runner.
Okay.
No, we want to install Brew. So, all right, go to Google and search for install Brew on Mac.
Oh, what?
BREW on Mac. Yep, there you go. Go to installation there. Yep. All right, this will tell you what to do on Mac. And then Stefan, if you want to search for install Brew on Chromebook, you can try doing it yourself. Otherwise, I'll help you in a sec. All right, yeah, scroll down. That's going to give you a command to run. Let's not do that. You can instruct Homebrew to return unintended installation alternatives. You can instruct Homebrew to I think this is this one here. Cloning Homebrew, tap during installation by setting the Homebrew install from bin bash c curl install. Yeah, it's that command right there. The second line, I don't know what the first line is, but yeah, if you copy bin/bash -c, just copy the whole line. Great. Now open up your terminal by doing command space and searching terminal.
And space terminal.
Open that guy. All right, you might need sudo for this, but let's try it without it. Paste that command, and I'll tell you what it's doing. Hit enter. Okay, once your password, you have to put in your password.
You gonna see my password?
No,
What?
we can't see it.
Put it in right now.
Yeah, put in your password.
Next thing you know, I'll be buying gift card for you from Target.
Yeah, so you're installing a development
Oh, I'm
tool,
gonna-
so they want your
I'm gonna
password.
put that. Is it not working?
Oh, it's not going to show you what you type.
Oh. Oh wow. Did it work? No one.
Press enter to continue. It's just saying we need to install a bunch of stuff. Okay, so what you're installing is something to install other stuff. It's an application manager for the terminal. And this is what developers use to install dev tools that are not visual, like Visual Studio Code. These are lower level things like compilers. And so you just installed Homebrew, and you did it by saying, go download this file, this install script, and run it. So how do I know that? So move the window away a little. I want to look at the command itself. Let that continue to run. But I want to look at the command itself. So yeah, let's break this down. Scroll to the left. I want to see what you ran.
Scroll to the left. What are you talking about?
On the command you copied.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so the first part is telling you to use bash. So bin, well, let's go even a step farther. /bin is a directory on your machine where programs live. It's a runnable bin. It's like a box of stuff. And inside of there, on
Mac only though.
yeah,
This is Mac. Okay.
on Mac, Linux, Windows is different, but on Mac, Chromebook, Linux, they all use this like bin concept. Hey, spaghetti, dude. And the bash, the next one, bash is a particular type of terminal, like command line tool. So bash is it's weird because you're already in a terminal, but bash is like the default, or it's no longer default on Mac, so they're just using bash directly. -C is to do I actually don't know what -C is, so we can figure that out. Open another terminal. I want to show you something.
Into command
My
space.
internet sucks.
Yeah, you can try command space terminal. It might just open the existing one. Give it a shot. Yeah, right click this window and say new terminal. Keep this one running, but yeah, make it, the window itself. Sorry, that bar, toolbar. Yeah, up there. Right click that guy. Ooh, did you right click or left click? Weird.
Right.
Okay, go to file then. Go to shell is the file. So this shell is it's like bash. Okay, do new window. Sure. You can choose a color if you want. You want to go down to a different color. Yeah. Well, pick one of those. Cool. In the ocean one, I want you to type /bin. So yeah, / is saying that's your home directory. Go to the home directory and then type bin, bin, and then /, and then I want you to hit tab. That will tell you everything that's in that folder. See all those things? Those are all in bin. But go ahead and start typing bash, ba, and then you finished it, but hit tab again, I guess. Yeah, tab, and you'll see that it auto finish because there's only one thing that starts with BA. Anyways, that's just something when you're typing here you can do. Now I want you to type -h.
-h.
Yep. So you're saying run bash with an argument. The argument is h. Now hit enter. -h means help, and that's the default. Why did that not work? For more details, please. So this is just telling you don't use bash, use Z shell, which is what it's confusing. Okay, so now you're in bash. Just run, I don't know if this will actually work, but yeah, do this. Type curl, C-U-R-L, space, -h. H, yeah. Yes, enter. So this is basically what I was trying to show you. Most commands will have this like helper that tell you which kind of parameters they take. And so, for example, -f would fail. It's for fail. It says fail fast with no output on HTTP errors. Basically, if you're offline, just give up, S, lowercase s, is what? Do you see a lowercase s? Silent.
Silent.
So just fail silently. Uppercase S is what?
Where?
don't see that.
Where's uppercase? What's the uppercase?
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
There's no
L.
L there.
Yeah, I don't really see that either. Anyways, the reason why I mentioned that is because if you look at the command that you ran, it actually ran curl-fssl, and then the URL. So that's just called a web page to install a script, and then it ran the script. All right. Anyways, close this window. The other one's done. Don't focus too much on that. Just I want you to get exposure to this stuff, and don't get discouraged. It'll just keep coming up, and eventually it will make sense.
Yeah. Pause this or
Okay, so this finished installing Brew. Now you should be able to type Brew and enter and see if it actually knows about it. It may not. Enter. Okay, it does. Great. So it refreshed your terminal so it knows about Brew. Now you can install things with this. So let's go back to our... oh, no, there's no tutorial for this. I'll just tell you how to do it. So do Brew space install, and then the name of the thing you want to install. In our case, we want to install Kotlin space Kotlin. There you go. Enter that. That's going to set up the compiler for us, so that any terminal anywhere can then run Kotlin's compiler. And this should fix the error we were seeing in Visual Studio Code. Why the extension doesn't install it for you, I have no idea. All right. And then, Stefan, were you able to...
my thing's not loading. Even new tab is not loading.
Do you have a terminal?
What?
Do you know how to open a terminal on your machine?
I can't open anything because my internet's not working.
Your internet's not working?
Well, I press like on Chrome, I press new tab, and it won't load, so I can't search anything.
Oh, interesting. Okay, we'll have to fix that. All right, well, once this installs, we should be able to at least run the Kotlin compiler command to compile the code, and then you should see the binary, and then we can run it. And so that's like 2 commands, and then you're done, Mason, for today. I just want to show you that Hello World can be ran. It's possible. Just need some setup.
and so if this is successful, let's see hello world.
Well, this is just setting up the tools. Yeah, so Visual Studio Code wasn't working properly, so after you install this, it should be able to do it. Go back to Visual Studio Code and look at the error again. I'll show something to you. See if you can tell.
Exit out.
You can just close that, yeah. Close it.
Right here.
Yeah, so every time you run this, it says the same thing. It says running, done, running, done. You run it twice, right? And so the running, it says CD, which is change directory to Mason Lukovich, okay? And then it says and, so and means after you've done that, if you've succeeded, run the next command. So the next command is Kotlin C main.kt dash include dash runtime dash d main.jar. So that whole thing is saying compile main.kt, and then it gives it additional instructions. The argument there is include runtime dash d main.jar. So that's just like telling it to use Java. Main.jar is Java, or that's telling you to create a Java file, jar like binary called main.jar. Anyways, all you need to know is that that's trying Kotlin C is what we're trying to get to work, but it gave us an error saying Kotlin C command not found. So that's where it failed. It blew up. It doesn't know what Kotlin C is. So the thing you're installing in your terminal, if you bring that back up, is Kotlin C or Kotlin compiler. So once that's done, you should be able to type Kotlin C. So go ahead and type, it's done. So go ahead and type, enter Kotlin C in the terminal and see what happens.
Kotlin C, hit enter.
Yeah. So if it installed correctly, it should tell you something like, great, okay. So it's like, it's interactive mode now or something like, it's like, okay,
Welcome to Kotlin.
you're using Kotlin. But so I don't know if this lets you like type out programs on the fly, whatever. It doesn't really matter. You want to quit this. So it tells you how to quit. It says do :QUIT to quit.
It says to do that?
Yeah, if you want to get out of this, because you're like in an interactive mode. We don't want to do that. So do : quit. You just type it. This is definitely a keyboard
What
thing.
is it?
This part.
Oh, please quit.
Enter. That should get you back to the terminal and outside of Kotlin.
I have to do that. I can't just exit out.
Well, I wanted you to see that. If you
Uh-huh.
wanted to like continue running commands from here, you now should be able to. Looks like it might even frozen. Whatever. Go ahead and close it though. I just wanted you to see that. All right, now you have it. You may have to restart Kotlin, but let's just try it. Run this command again. Run program again. Now that it has Kotlin C. If it fails, it's going to fail for something else, or it's going to fail because it's needs to be restarted or something maybe.
I haven't.
Did you get the same command or same error?
I don't think I got anything. Hold on. Exited with code 1 in 5 seconds. No?
Oh, great. Now you have a different issue. Unable to locate a Java runtime. All right. Well, I lied. There's more to it. Kotlin is built on Java. You would also need Java set up. It probably is, but it's probably like an old version and it's not on your path. So we'll have to set that up next time because it takes a
Okay.
second. But all right. Sorry we didn't get very far, but let's do it again when you have time.
Yeah, make it weekly or maybe every 2 days if you got time.
Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Every day at 6 o'clock, I want you on here. No.
We could do it.
All right. Well, thanks for everything. My mind is kind of hurting right now, trying to figure out what you just.
You don't have to. Yeah, let it soak in. Next time, it'll be 10% easier to understand. You know, we'll just keep adding on to it. All
All
right.
right.
That was crazy.
Cool.
Stevan, you want to try?
All right, guys.
Sure.
All right. Good night.
Okay.
See ya.
Bye.
Talk to you later.
Bye. All right, Stevan, I'm gonna do this with you.
Should I restart it?
Bring me your laptop real quick. I want to see something.
Oopie.
So come down when you're ready.
So
Like an hour.
this guy, I wonder if I broke it when I set up the parental controls or something. Okay. So I guess you guys can't see this, but I just want to troubleshoot real quick. What's up with the internet? It does look broke. It is on the internet. Brand new Chromebook already acting up. Oh, there it goes. It's really slow. I wonder if we can get Chrome. I mean, the internet's so bad I wouldn't want to. Looks like the other internet's actually better. So I have Google Wi-Fi, but it looks like the other one might be better. So let's switch that over.
Alright. It's so bad that you can't even change it.
Yeah, something's funky. Yeah, I wonder if it's the parental controls. Let's restart. All right, so still, I don't know how much you heard over there about the terminal, but just like we were trying to use Visual Studio Code to write code, and run tools and stuff, you can actually do it through another program called a terminal. Um, Sometimes they're called shells, and they let you run like little mini computers, basically access your files and run programs and stuff from the command line, from text, right? So one of the things I can do is install other tools. And to do that, you need something called Homebrew or Brew. There's many other ways of doing this, but imagine it as something that goes to the internet and downloads whatever you tell it to and installs it for you. So it's a little helper to install tools for you. And so we're going to try to set you up with something similar. I think yours has apt, A-P-T, instead of brew. So we're going to try that. First, we're going to get you back online though. There we go. So at least this is working now. All right, this other internet should be faster too. No, it's the same strength. Yeah, that makes sense. But at least it's working now. Okay, so now I'm going to open up your terminal. So terminal is another command, another tool I'm going to put on your taskbar down here. So from terminal, we want to, let's see, apt, let's just try it without Googling it. So looks like terminal runs in a virtual machine for you. Or maybe I can just do it here. Because this is a Chromebook, it's a little more locked down. There's also its terminal built into Visual Studio Code. We can try that one. But yeah, it's like it's starting up a container to put your terminal in, so it's like locked down and safe. But that's not what I'm trying to get to. All right, let's try it. Apt install. Apt install Kotlin. Could not open lock file. Permission denied. So you might need to do sudo apt install, which will be like, as an admin, go do this. Couldn't find it. Okay, so that does not exist on your version of Linux, it says. Okay, so from here there's also a terminal. Let's see if we can. So when we type Kotlin C, it's going to say Kotlin C not found. Brew probably doesn't exist. Apt does exist. Apt install Kotlin. Unable to acquire. Apt install, permission denied. So same problem. Sudo apt install. I'm just going to say I can't find it. Which I want to find out what version of Linux this is. So now we're going to Google because I can't figure it out. So check which version of Linux installed. uname-r. uname-r. Ooh, that's the version. That's very complicated. Let's see if we Google this version, if it tells us anything. Okay. Oh, you know what? I used the wrong key because I'm used to it being mapped differently on the Mac. Okay. Trying to run Fedora VirtualBox post. Let's see. Install Kotlin on Chromebook ARM64. Let's try Brew. Chrome Brew, the software source you miss so much. Chrome Brew package manager installing. If the make utility does not exist. Alright, we're gonna try installing Brew. This is the same thing that I had just installed for Mason. We're gonna see what it says. Of course, I did the wrong command again. There we go. No, that's not right.
Control V.
I did. Just doesn't want to paste for some reason. See, it did work. It just took forever. Let's do it ourselves. Sudo apt install build essentials. Essential. So this might do something else. Yeah, it looks like you need additional tools to even set up Brew on a Chromebook. So we're installing these essential tools, and then it says you can do this bash command. Alright, so you'll have to, if you stay in this line of work, you'll have to figure this stuff out at some point, but right now it's more complicated than I want you to focus on, so I'm just going to install it for you. Hopefully we can get up and running after this.
Oh man. So much.
It's like it's stuck at 99%.
Spaghetti? Yeah. Oh, no, it did.
I wonder if we can go on Zoom. Okay, there, that installed. Now we can see if it will work. Bro, you sick?
Yeah. And leave. Coronavirus. You're sick?
Alright,
I think I'm right there.
oops, we do need to print this. Okay, quote. Let's see if this works now. Hey, it worked. So I want your password, type. Oops, I did it wrong. Oh,
Are you on a live stream right now? Yes.
I think I typed your password wrong.
You are on live stream?
Type your password. It's not working for me.
That's cool. Yes. You have press enter after it?
Mm-hmm. Did it work for you?
Mm-mm.
I wonder if I typoed it or something when I was creating it.
Well, you wrote it twice, didn't you?
Hmm.
Not sure.
All right. I just saved it so I don't forget. Let me try again. It might be that it doesn't know your password inside of here. So let's try something else. Let's try sudo. Oh, because we're inside of this says Estevan, so it wants your password for the Estevan user inside of this container. It's extra complicated.
Oh, I understand.
Stupid problem with Chrome. So that shouldn't have a password. So I bet you if we type nothing, it might actually just work. No. What is the default password? It's probably root. What is the default password? Default password in Linux on Chromebook.
Root. It says the root.
That's the user usually. Question is, who's the first simple to switch into root shell back in? Okay, so maybe we do just need to switch.
Come on, son. I want you to come. People these days don't go outside that much.
So don't run this as sudo. Okay, we're going to try something else. Chromebook, Penguin, Linux, default password for new user. There is no password. Instead, consider configuring key-based authentication for SSH. There are multiple guides. If you're absolutely sure you want to set the password, I would do this via the root session. Open from LXC.
So password is username?
No, there is no password according to this. Terminal settings. Profile. We'll say E Cortez. Keyboard behavior. Bell. Show terminal dimensions. No, this is just like graphical setup stuff. Oh man, why does Chromebook have to be so lame? Developer settings, Linux development environment, manage shared folders, manage USB, back and restore, develop Android apps, port forwarding, disk size, allow Linux to access your microphone, move Linux development environment. Why is it gotta be so lame? Alright, we're gonna look for Chromebook Linux development environment, install brew. Homebrew install 369. And here that this change has also been broken install. Change with interactive check are causing this. Yes, this will be the cause. Review appears to address this. No, we will not support non-interactive installs. I'm sure the comments specifically mention Linux brew. I'm sure that's the intention. What the heck? Closing this issue at this point, the script has changed enough. I don't think the advice above is helpful. Is there a reason? Please note we will close your issue without comments. Install requires password 1. Sudo is passwordless. Exactly, that's our problem. Try CI1 bin bash C. This was mentioned in the issue. Okay, we're going to try this. Now paste. I think you have to right click up here to paste. Okay, now it said running in non-interactive mode because CI is set. Checking for sudo access, which may request your password. Homebrew on Linux is not supported on ARM processors. No. Yeah, this is for Macs. You'd have to use oh man, so it's just getting extra complicated. It's so annoying. How to set up Kotlin C in Chromebook Linux environments. Alright, we're gonna watch this video. I guess let's watch it on this computer. Here, so plug it in again. I did not mean to spend this much time on Chromebook stuff today. If I knew it was an ARM one, I wouldn't have got that one. But it was the only 8 gig for under $500. I didn't know it was ARM. All right, Kotlin. How to install Kotlin C on Chromebook.
Hi YouTube, Tim Unkert from UnkertEducation.com here.
Thank you.
In today's video, we're going to install Kotlin on a Chromebook. So the first thing we need to do is enable the Linux development environment. To do that, I'm going to click on the launcher here and find my settings. Click on Settings, go to the left-hand side, go to Advanced, click on that, and this tab should expand and you'll see Developers. I'm going to click on that. Where I see Linux Development Environment, I'm going to click Turn On. I'm going to keep that as is, and a recommended disk. I'm going to click once the Linux Development Environment is installed, a terminal will pop up. I'm going to maximize this and increase the font size so you can see what I'm doing. I want to make sure everything is up to date, so I'm going to type sudo apt get update get dist-upgrade. And I'm going to use a -y flag so I don't have to answer yes to the additional once that's done.
Or did we do the upgrade? I don't remember.
Okay, now that we need to install job-jdk.
We need this. Can you install, so we can't do Kotlin. I tried to install Kotlin, but instead install default-jdk, which is Java's development kit, and that's what Kotlin is built off of. So, can you put that back on camera so we can see? Yeah, so it does say sudo though. We can try it. All right. So, are you in a terminal?
Yep.
Can't really tell. Maybe maximize the window. Can you zoom in? Like, can you do?
How do you make the text bigger?
Try Control plus plus or Control plus.
Yeah.
Nice. And then I'll make your window bigger as well.
It's
Okay.
like a glare.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay, type in sudo apt, sudo apt, something
Sudo.
package. Sudo with a O. Yeah, that's his
APT.
super user is what that means. I don't know what to do. Sudo do like super user do this thing. Apt is the package manager. Like it's like brew, but it's for different versions of Linux. All right, space install. And then space default DEFAULT dash JDK Java Development Kit JDK. Yep, that's it. Enter that. Let's see what happens there. Hit yes, capital Y, yes. Beautiful. Let's see what the next steps are.
It's going to ask us to confirm the use of additional space. I'm going to say yes and hit enter. Okay, now that Java is installed, we have to run a curl command. So if I bring up my browser, and I'm finding this off sdkman.io/install, we have this curl command to install sdkman. So let's go, and now
Okay, so because you can't install brew, they use something else to set up the install or like compiler. So SDKman, which we came across that earlier in our searches. So that's cool. We'll try that. Oh, great, you're done. So yeah, run
paste this in with
curl,
Control Shift.
which is CURL, curl, which means go to download something at this address. Space dash S space, and then you want to type quotes, and then start typing this address HTTPS.
HTTPS.
Which is Hyper Protocol Secure, and then colon, the two dots, vertical dots, colon,
Space?
no space. No, you don't have to type. Yeah, it's a character, colon. It's
No?
Yep, that one. Slash. Yep. Get GET dot SDK MAN for man, SDK man dot IO quote space, and then this is the hardest character to find, but it's a vertical line or bar, pipe, we call it a pipe. Now that's horizontal. To get vertical, you got to hold shift, and then it's the key right above enter. Yep, you got it. Space bash.
What's a bash?
Oh, type bash, BASH. That is the terminal, basically. Okay, hit enter. Cool. Ooh, fails. What's the message? Restart after install zip. Please install zip on your system. Okay, so do apt install zip.
Apt
Install zip.
Enter.
Enter. Yeah, that's for. Oh, doesn't sudo.
Do I need a dot?
Oh, you need sudo. So here's a cool command. It might work, might not. Type sudo, and then 2 exclamation space. Sorry. And now 2 exclamation marks, which is called bang. So bang bang, sudo bang bang. Hit enter. That should run the last command, but put sudo in front of it, and it worked. Very cool.
Nice.
Hit up on your keyboard, and it will go to the last command. Hit up again. Up again. There we go. Hit enter to run that command again.
Nice.
Now it works because you have zip. So zip, it lets you compress and uncompress files. Looks like it's good. And let's see what the next step is.
V and hit enter.
Oh, you got the same error.
Okay, and it's telling me I have to install zip on my system, and then we'll rerun after installing zip. So what I have to do is sudo apt install zip and hit enter. Now that zip is installed, let's rerun this curl command. Okay, and now let's install Kotlin with SDK install.
SDK install
Hit
Kotlin.
enter.
Oh, command didn't work.
And you notice it's saying that the SDK command is not found.
You need
Okay?
to restart your terminal or
We
add it
have
to your
to-
profile.
Now run this
Kotlin.
source command.
Yeah, you need to refresh your. Okay, so this command is long too, but type source. This is what resets your terminal to take the new
Source?
stuff. Yeah, space, and then quotes, $, and then capital HOME. So what $sign does is it's a variable that points to other longer text. So when you say $home, it's going to replace $home with the actual path to home. Then hit slash dot SDK man.
SDK
man. So that's where you installed SDK man to. It's in a folder called .SDK man in your home folder. So now hit slash bin, bin. Remember, bin is for running programs, so slash, and there's a command in there, or slash again,
slash.
and then hit tab. See if it autocompletes. Oh, yeah, it did. Perfect. So
Cool.
that's the script that's in there, and that's what you want. It autocompleted.
Nice.
Yeah, hit enter, see if it works. Try it again. Press up. I fixed the home. I think it messed up your home. Use your left arrow key to go back to where it's home, and get rid of the slashes, the backslash. Yeah, there you go. Now run it.
No, wait.
Is there a space there? You don't want no backslash.
No.
It should be a $sign. There is, right? Is there a space after the slash before the .SDK man? You want to get rid of
No,
that
there
space.
isn't.
Okay, run that. That should be good. Yeah, what that did is it escaped your $sign, because if special characters don't want to be executed, you put a backslash in front of them. But we want to execute the variable, so we got rid of it. All right, now type SDK space version to see what version of SDK man you have installed.
That?
Yep. All right, so now it knows it's installed. It tells you what version is installed. Right, so now you can run, you should be able to install
So let's copy
Kotlin.
this.
So do SDK install Kotlin.
And paste this in with Control-Shift-V.
SDK.
Let's try
Install
the SDK command again.
space Kotlin.
Okay. Now it says it's setting up Kotlin 1.8.2
All right.
as default.
Let's let that run. Let's take a quick break and we'll come back. We're back.
Back, guys.
It's installed. Now
Yeah.
type Kotlin C and see what happens. C. Yep. Great. That's going to open up that whole interactive terminal that we had on Nathan's. Quit. It says do :quit to quit the terminal or the whatever you call it. There you go. All right. So now you're where Mason was. Much harder to do on a Chromebook. Annoying. But you're there. Let's go back to Visual Studio and see if we can get it to run our program. Can you zoom in there?
Control plus?
Mm-hmm.
No. Oh, actually, I could. Never mind.
Okay, try running it.
Running? Alright.
Play.
Done. Exited with code 127.
It says Kotlin C not found, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You see the terminal window? You have output. You have.
Wait, what?
I was talking about on the output, like right above the error message. There's tabs there. No, lower where the error is. You see that text that says Kotlin C not found?
Oh, yeah?
That's the error.
Oh.
So you're in the output window. There's another window there called terminal. Start typing Kotlin C there and see if it's actually, it finds it. If it doesn't, we may need to restart the terminal. Okay, so now can you restart and close this terminal? Just close all of Visual Studio Code probably.
Wait, welcome and main.
No, everything, the whole app.
Oh, whole app. Alright.
Restart it. Yeah. It's either just hasn't, it needs to refresh now that you've installed everything, or it's not going to find it because Chrome's weird. But I think it will work. Open up Visual Studio again. Okay. So blurry. Alright, that's fine. Hit play again and see if it works. Moment of truth. I feel good about this one. What does it say?
It says running.
Why is it so blurry now?
Exited with code 1.
Yeah.
Not main manifest attribute in main.jar.
How can I fix this blurriness?
Should I move the camera?
Yeah, refocus it somehow. Like move it closer and then farther away so it refocuses.
Wait, take it out of the stick.
Yeah, just unstick it. There you go. Is that better? Oh, much better. All right, just do a live action.
I think mom's here.
Great. Okay. What's the error?
It says no main manifest attribute in main.jar.
Oh, okay. That's a new error. Let me look that up.
Not sticky.
So I had build Gradle. No, I don't want to build Gradle. Why is the hello world? This is why Kotlin is suffering, because they have to build off of Java, and he can't even do a freaking simple hello world with all this crazy Java problems. Kotlin terminal hello world.
Son, we're still. Mom, take your step on.
Is she leaving?
Yeah, she's leaving.
She is?
Yeah.
Are you lying to me?
No. Come on, son.
Okay. Well, we'll pick it up next time.
Alright.
Adios.